I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
Everybody. Oh, happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented or coming to you live from the Xfinity Studios. We're presented by Bet Parks. That's right, the Bet Parks Sportsbook online casino app. Let's get right to it. This is my fear. I know I was the curmudgeon over the last couple days, but this is my fear materializing. What happened the first 2 days of this series against the Mets, and then last night, this is what makes me uneasy. I know I got Wheeler issues and coming to grips with Wheeler being out, but my God, like that place is a house of horrors in every which way for the Fightins. They lose again last night, and again, it was in this dramatic, all that can go wrong, make you worry for the rest of the month. That's how it went last night. And as you wake up this morning and it's beautiful outside, there's a bit of a Canadian wind that makes it feel like October, like an October morning of the playoffs. And it feels like a playoff already. And we're not through August yet. Well, last night, I knew Minaya was going to pitch well. It's still the Mets. Anyway, Minaya and the Lizard are locked in a pitching duel last night. Nothing going into the fifth inning. Bryce, a monster 2-out hit to get the Phillies going. And just as you started to feel good and go, all right, Bryce, big hit, fills up 2-0. The Lizard is rolling. The Lizard runs into trouble. And the Mets in that bottom of the fifth inning put up a 5-spot. Lizard gets thrown out. I mean, I will say this. For both teams, home plate umpire, awful. I mean, I don't know how many more calls you're going to miss. You want to talk about robo-umps. Last night was a case in point, right? Exhibit A is why you need it, because that strike zone was ridiculously bad. But that's not why they lost. It's 5-2. Phil's claw back. The Bader with a monstrous 2-run homer to tie it in the eighth. I mean, it was just a moonshot. And then here's Helsley. Like, Phillies are getting them. They walk. After Bader, he walks, right? There's a walk. And then the Mets are in panic mode, and they go to their closer in a tie game in the eighth inning. That's how stressed they were about the game. And it's amazing because Diaz was, that ninth inning, strikeout. Bryce strikes out. Schwarber, Turner. He strikes out Turner and Schwarber, gets Bryce out. And then here's the Durantula. And is it the bright lights that made him melt last night? Like, the Nats blown save. I mean, look, they were throwing their bat at the ball, right? Like, it was a fluky BS blown save. Last night, they Alonso, that single, he roped it. He was out in front of it. He pulled it. When you're pulling Duran, that's not good. And it was 4 straight hits. 4 straight hits. Single, hard hit single, bloop by Beatty that bloops in, and then, you draw on the infield, and then Nimmo shoots it through. And there it was. And they're just spraying water bottles and the whole nine. Oh, my God. Awful. And now tonight, you got to revert the sweep in a place you can't win, where you've lost 8 straight games. And you got Jhoan Walker on the mound against their kid McClain, who is really good. He's a young pitcher. He's had a couple starts. He's been really strong. And I'm worried. I mean, the lead is 5, right, which is still significant. But it's one of the reasons why I thought, like, last night you had to win, man. You know, you can't get, you walk in, you get swept tonight. Now all of a sudden, 4, and it throws you in a trajectory, right? It throws you, like, all of a sudden you look and you go, all right, forget the bats because we know the issues with the lineups. But you look at the pitching and you go, all right, well, you know, even Sanchez looked mortal in the series. And Walker, when things are tight, like you saw him kind of unravel, right? Emotionally unravel with the Lizard. And then you got Nola and Jhoan, and I mean, I don't know. Now you're bullpen. So Topper brings Kerkering in the 5th, and I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to get out of that thing unscathed, as best as possible, because Kerkering's got swing and miss. The problem with Kerkering is he's not a swing and miss like he was last year. Like, he's got great stuff, but it's not swing and miss stuff this year. And then all of a sudden, the closer in a big situation, like, that's another concern. Like, is he going to be able to handle this? I don't know. I mean, you know, you're pitching in Minnesota, and there's no your pressure, but now all the pressure in the world's there. And, you know, look, he throws 103, 102, 101. You know, we talk about the cutter coming in at 98, but if they're barreling, oh God, this is a worry. Now the Mets are going to bring up their top pitching prospect, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball. Jhoan Tong is coming up for them. And my question is, where's Painter? You got to go to a 6-man rotation, and you got to call Painter up. His last start, he was good. 5 innings, only allowed 1 run, struck out 5. Get him up here, all right? Everybody's doing it. Like, what are you waiting for? Get him up here now. They need to go to a 6-man rotation, and you got to have Painter up here. Now, again, this isn't, oh my God, it's over. We're going to blow it. Because even if they lose tonight, you still got a 4-game lead, and you got a favorable schedule. But it's just the way it looks right now. And the worst thing that can happen, and I worry about the state, kind of the psyche of this team a little bit, because we've seen them go into spells, and you can't afford a bad spell right now. Now, you're still locked in the first place. You're at 76 and 56. The Mets right now, 71 and 61. Brewers, again, they just always win. They're 83 and 50 with the best record in the National League by far. The Cubs have the same record as the Phillies at 76 and 56. The Dodgers are a half game off the pace, 76 and 57. And the Padres are a game back at 75 and 58 and 58. So you're right. Like, it's just going to be a battle royal over the month of September to see, you got to win a division, and you hope to get one of the buys. That's going to be the whole key for the rest of the month. Good morning, VG.
Everything's fine, Anthony. Everything's fine. It's all going to be okay. 2 games out of 162. Everything's fine.
Andrew?
Listen, the chat, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm sitting here.
2 games in 162.
I'm trying to get prepared for this show. You walk in, quote, down to 5, could be 4. He chimes in, sweep is coming. Oh, my goodness. Come on, boys. That attitude's not going to get us out of this curse. We got to have some kind of, like, mojo sending some energy up there, a communal energy shifter sent up there. Because this is just weird at this point. 9 in a row. This is something bigger than baseball. It's sinister, it's supernatural. There's something weird happening.
Sinister. Well, I will say this. It's a sinister place. Yeah. It really is hell.
Yeah.
Like, like Queens could be the portal of hell. Portal to hell.
I don't think you're wrong on that one.
Like, it could be. That stadium, those people, they just look like demons to me.
I should have had you bring in a
Right?
bunch of garlic. We should be
Like,
wearing garlic around our neck.
Nimmo,
Oh, Nimmo, with that beard he's got.
Oh God!
And Willie Trainer stinks. That umpire stinks. You got to be kidding me.
You heard my opening.
Yeah, like what?
I mean, he completely got Luzardo off.
See,
his
Luzardo, he's very temperamental.
Yes.
And I was.
But see, that's the problem.
He
right?
responded well.
you
He
can't
was
be
throwing
temperamental.
100. You're
Right.
like, what?
I know.
But then he hits the batter and he unravels. 0-2 hits the leadoff batter.
I love his stuff. I love his
And
arm. I'm a Lizard fan, but
Lizard brain needs some work.
I know.
I
know. He's got incredible stuff.
Yes.
I'm so concerned. Listen, how am I not like this? It's fine. You're out of your mind. How many times?
I'm not fine. I'm being sarcastic. I'm
like,
the guy with the naked gun. It's all exploding behind him. He's like, it's fine.
Yeah, you're the dog. You're that dog meme where everything's burning around him. He's
Yeah,
sitting there like,
everything's
this is
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Sure,
That
yeah.
is literally you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, welcome to the pressure cooker, Duran. This, like you said, this is not Minnesota. And also, I got to say, I get what Topper's doing with Kirkering. That guy also mentally, I don't know. There's a weird.
Well, yes,
and I know
exactly. But you had to.
I'd rather go Strom maybe to try and dink and dunk some ground balls.
I think in the future, you're going to have to go Strom.
Yeah, in that situation.
Because I don't think that Kirkering can handle it.
Bases loaded, no outs.
I mean,
at City Field? No.
I don't think he can handle it.
No.
He looked like a lamb coming in.
Yes, he did. We saw those eyes before.
I'm with you that Strom going forward needs to be in that spot.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, that game was just.
They show some life. They come back. You're feeling good. The tarantula's coming in.
No, I'm thinking, all right,
They crush 'em.
Right, advantage Phillies, right? Because
Yes.
right, the Mets have just used their closer
Mhm.
for an inning and 2/3, right?
Yes.
And the game's tied.
Mm-hmm.
So advantage Phillies, you now go Durantula clean ninth. We're in extras, and
You feel okay.
you feel better.
Yes.
Because Durantula could go 2. So you can theoretically get to the Mets bullpen in the 10th, and then Durantula comes back out for the 10th,
Mhm.
and you have the advantage.
I don't know.
Oh!
I know I'm a fan, but I feel like if I'm writing a story about this season, Taiwan breaks the curse. I just feel like he's gonna break the 9-game losing. I know it shouldn't happen. You know it shouldn't happen, but it just feels like that's happening.
Maybe he does. Listen, maybe he does.
It feels like that's happening. If I'm Topper, you got to take those guys bowling today. Something fun. Lighten the mood a little bit. You got to have some fun up there.
This is my concern, though. My concern is not just this series and the prospect of playing the Mets at some point in the playoffs. That's not my concern. My concern is this series propels them down a bad road.
Well, that is not.
I mean,
out of the question
that's
with
why,
these guys.
Like you heard me say, like I get you and I were going back and forth about Wheeler and what Wheeler. Maybe Wheeler couldn't have and stopped this sinister play. Like maybe he wasn't the priest to exorcise the demon, but what he is a guy you can count on every 5 days to make sure it doesn't linger thereafter.
Right.
Because there's still a great chance that you don't play the Mets. Right? Like, there's still, it's not locked that you're going to play them.
Right.
These teams are all bunched together.
Yeah.
So it's more that I just want to win a division.
100% with you. I feel like Sanchez bounces back. I feel like Sanchez is that stopper. So
Yeah, but
till he proves not, I got to have to.
with what you heard, I'm just addressing the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I was Cuzmudgeon in the chat, and I don't like to play the role of Cuzmudgeon. That's not. I'm uncomfortable in that role. It's not what I'm about. I think everybody knows, but after all these years, that's not. I like happy and pumped up.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have been through this stuff a million times. I covered a million playoff and stretch run pennant race, and you kind of see this stuff. Like you see how things materialize, and there's something weird about that Mets team, this weird magic that they
They're number one on my
it's,
hate list.
It's black magic.
It
what
is
it
black
is.
magic. We need, what's her name?
Santeria.
Glenda the Good
Like,
Wisp.
yeah,
We need Glenda.
it's evil. There's an evil about the Mets.
And
Santeria.
are they number
magic.
one in your list? Your hates right now? They have to be.
I mean, listen, it's the triad of hate is Dallas, Celtics, Mets, right? That's the triad of hate.
I know Mets fans. Well, obviously Dallas Cowboy fans in Philadelphia are the worst, but Mets fans
because the Cowboys are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Even leading up, we're almost a week away from the game. It feels like in my mind, like there's no way they can lose the game, and it's going to be fun. They're going to trounce them, the whole nine, right? But the Mets thing is, that's scary.
The Bader throw,
it's scary.
That doesn't happen. He's a good fielding guy,
dude. But here's the problem too. Like Bader hits the monster home run,
right?
The monster home run. He was a Met.
Yes, he was.
Among other teams.
Yep.
But he hits the monster, comes up huge, tie the game. All that momentum. They were up 5-2. It's 5-5.
Yeah.
You're
feeling good.
You're feeling great. They get the walk after the Bader home run, and you felt like the pressure was on. You felt like the Phillies were going to come back and win that
they were
game.
smiling. They looked good in the dugout.
Like you win that game, it doesn't matter what happens tonight.
Right. You need one. Got to get the one.
I know.
Now it's
now you have to. And if you lose,
tight sphincter time tonight.
Right. It's 4. And a 4-game lead is nothing. I remember the what was it? There was the 06 Phils. They had a lead, and then they ran into the Astros like the middle of September, and it was an ugly series and whatever. Like 4 games in a month is nothing.
True. Giuliano's in the chat. He's got no faith at all in this team. A lot of people.
Well, again, it's hard. They don't engender faith.
We need a big game from Schwarber.
Okay,
we need a Schwarber.
They don't. He's in his longest slump of the season, which is
know.
nothing. Like 0 for 15, I think it is. It's his longest slump of the season, which, again, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. The issue with this team is we've seen their bats go quiet, like for long stretches in big moments. We've seen, now you go, all right, well, you're pitching. Your strength of the team was the rotation, right? Now you've lost Wheeler, and now there's questions about let's put Sanchez aside, because I agree with you. I think Sanchez is as close as you're going to get as a lock that's not Wheeler. But other than that, there's question marks about every other starter. Lizzie could blow up. Rangers look great over the last couple starts, but I don't know. I mean, if I told you the Ranger gets hit around and his next start and goes 4, well, you would be like, all right, well, I've seen that before. And then the bullpen, which I thought was finally good and righted, all of a sudden I'm like, what? Like, I'm watching Durantula last night, almost mouth wide open. Like,
yeah, right.
Like,
he can't believe what's happening.
Like, what shook me was the Alonso at bat. He yanked it.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled it down the line. It was a rope piece. That shook me.
Is that
because he doesn't get yanked like that?
Yeah, how's that happening,
dude? I don't know.
There's something going on. There's something going on in that stadium.
I don't remember the pitch. In fact, I know we got Jimmy Salisbury on later, but I don't know how fast what the pitch was, whether it was a cutter or a fastball. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, maybe you can look it up because I'm curious. But he was out in front, like he had the bat head out in front and pulled it. And
almost like he knew what was coming.
It wasn't like the Nats poking at it. Like those were Lucky, Raggy, even Beatty. Like that was a poke job into the,
it was a
duck.
97.4 splitter.
Yeah. He was on it.
I mean, it was right over the middle of the plate, though, right in the heart.
He was on it.
Yeah.
He was on it, and he yanked it. Like, that's not good. Like, if they're timing your splitter, like you guess right, I guess you're hitting off the splitter.
Right.
And I'm thinking, dude, just go throw 103, man. Like, don't even bleep around.
I agree with you. I don't know why you mess around.
He throws he throws
high.
a lot of those splitters since he's come here.
Mm-hmm.
throw a lot of splitters. Now, listen, it's great. It's been effective. But if they're on it, and just throw gas, babe.
Yeah. Not great. It's a rough night.
Oh, it was an awful night. It was awful.
It was a great game, though. It had up and downs.
Listen.
Umpire controversy, comeback.
Listen, it was an awesome spectacle as baseball theater. Like, it felt like the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like not for nothing, but this month of Phillies baseball is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
From you're right. I with the butterflies.
Flutters, baby.
Yeah, like you're going to get flutters every night because you got to win. You're in a race. The race is real.
The race is real. I know. I'm trying not to be crazy and anxiety. I'm just saying, take a breath. They're still got the second best record in baseball. They're still got the bye. Let's get out of Citi Field and regroup and see how we are. That's all I can say. Keep sanity.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. But here's the
get out of there with a win somehow today. Regroup.
This is how twisted I am, and when I get nervous. See, when I get nervous, I start to get freaked a little bit, right? Like, and I start to go, all right. So now I'm watching.
I'm uncomfortable with you nervous. I'm used.
Yeah,
to
like I listen. Part of it's like when you live it, you kind of can see it. Like, I'm not telling you, I could be wrong all the time, but you get a feel. Like one thing I have is a feel for these teams. Mm. So I started to look at what's the first thing I did as I'm watching the game. Who do they play next?
The Braves.
Right. So what do you think I did?
You watching the Braves scoring game?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Braves won 11-2 last night.
Who'd they play?
All right, the Marlins.
All right.
Now, they lost Monday night, but they won 11-2 last night.
Okay.
They got Acuna back.
Yeah.
Albies is starting to hit.
Profar's been on fire.
And Albies hit a home run. He's starting to hit a little bit. Like, I just don't need, after this series, to now go play the Braves, and I got to worry that dead carcass of the team is going to come to life a little bit. Not that they're anything to play for.
I can't think like that. It's a beautiful morning. I can't. It's a holiday weekend coming up. All going to be good.
Again, the only thing that calms me down is football.
What you think of the cuts?
I kind of expected it.
Fullback, baby. I can't wait to shove it in Bo's face. He hates the fullback.
Well, Bo's coming up.
I know. I can't wait. I saw him on the street yesterday with his beautiful child. I was like, fullbacks. His wife's like, who's this lunatic?
I think, did EJ win the battle?
EJ is tied with
Fran?
I think Dave Zangaro. So it's all the beats.
Oh, wow.
Not just the PHLY beats. Bo came in. Bo's in last place, I think.
Is he?
I think he was. I watched the show.
So it's tied. He's tied?
It's coming down to the practice squad predictions. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. King of the beat.
It was a riveting PHLY Eagles show with the cuts and the updates on the beats.
Yeah.
Yes. EJ's in good shape.
Let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go, EJ.
I think EJ had 50 of the 53.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
They threw him for a loop with the 11 offensive line. Trevor Keegan, I don't think anyone had him making the squad.
Yeah, but when you think back to it, you know how
they're not sure of anyone, so they want as many bodies as they can get.
Right. I think that's smart.
Yeah,
I think that's smart. All right, lots to get to. Buckle up. All right. It's going to be a bumpy night. We got, or a bumpy morning for sure. Jimmy Salisbury will join us at 10:30. And one of the great sports voices. We love him every Wednesday. We talk to Mike Sielski. And this is, Mike and I are kindred spirits. We both worked up there. We were both Philadelphia guys who worked in New York and have been to that toilet.
Thank God we have a lead in with Jimmy. Thank God Jimmy's going to make us feel better. I think so.
Salisbury?
Yeah, he was all fired up, giving the speech for Nola last week. Yeah, State's going to be good today.
All right. Well, we got lots to do. All right, let's take care of some business. All right. You want to tell us a little bit about some True Mark, baby.
True Mark.
Oh, Kelly, I got to text Kelly Body, who's the president of CEO of True Mark. She's probably out of her mind right now.
She's getting all eagled up, man.
Yeah, she will be eagled up,
Yeah.
but she loves the Phillies too.
Everybody try to relax if we can.
Relax.
Try to
I can't relax.
try to. I said try to if you can.
I'm not a hot taker. I don't react crazy, but I'm freaking nervous.
Find something to take the edge off a little bit.
I got edge. You want edge? I
don't want edge. I try to avoid edge at all costs.
Stomach issues right now. Well, not really, but they're flipping and flapping.
Well, here's a way to get rid of your stomach issues. If you know your kids are set up for financial success and responsibility and literacy, that'll settle some stomach worries. And that's what TrueMark Financial's doing right now with their Greenlight debit card and money app. Your kids, they pick up jobs along the way. They have allowances, whatever. And this program they have at TrueMark, it teaches them real-world money skills, gives them a little bit of freedom. And if you're a TrueMark Financial member, this program's totally free. Your kids get a Greenlight account, and it's a simple way for them to manage their own money, whether it's from a job, saving up allowances, birthdays, all that stuff. They get their own debit card. They can set savings goals, track spending, and learn how to budget, all while you stay in the loop right from your phone. So you're still in control, but they get to learn how money really works in the real world. So this is a great time to help your kids build some smart money habits that'll stick with them for the rest of their lives. Head over to TrueMark.com/Greenlight, get all the details, and sign up today. Don't miss this chance to set your kids up for financial success now and through the rest of their lives. TrueMark.com/Greenlight.
All right, let's talk about Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. Yes, our good friends at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi, Charlie Folk Auto Dealership, and my man Bill over at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi has incredible deals on all the Mitsubishis. So you got, all kinds of stuff. The Outlander is ready to go. Now, here's the thing that shocked me, right? Mitsubishi Motors is number one in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream branded SUV owners. And that's not me saying it. That's J.D. Power, all right? Like, it's amazing what they got. That Outlander is a beast. And they got great deals coming on, like Labor Day weekend. Always a great time to get a car. Make sure you go see Bill. Go to Mitsubishi, Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. Tell them I sent you. You'll get the Cuz discount. They'll take great care of you, and they're going to give you a really good trade-in price if you need that. I mean, they'll give you whatever you want. You just tell them I sent you, PHLY sent you. You can drive home your new Mitsubishi today. Just minutes from all bridges, available online 24/7 at cherryhillmitsubishi.com. All right? Don't forget, stop in today. Tell them we sent you. You'll get it. If you take a test drive, they'll give you a $100 restaurant.com gift card. They'll feed you. All right? I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. Don't know. All right. Now joining us, we love him. He's licking his wounds after the King of the Beat contest. Bolo!
I did what they should have done. That's, it's not.
That's a great answer.
I know ball, that's all.
Just had a blind spot for fullbacks. Just a blind spot for fullbacks.
Okay, I didn't have Ben Van Sumeren on my roster. Not because I don't think Ben Van Sumeren is a useful player. He's a very good special teamer. I don't think they're going to use those fullback formations that often. But my thinking was, what do we got there? My thinking was, there aren't that many teams in the league running a fullback. Was that mine? I thought it was yours.
No. Mine's dark.
Okay.
Out of your pocket.
Could one be, of those
could be anything.
Japanese little robotic.
Really?
That's what was it saying?
Let's see what we got
on this side.
I got nothing here. Most teams in the league don't have a fullback, and the teams that do have a fullback they like. So I was just thinking they can waive Ben Van Sumeren and bring him back in the practice squad because nobody's going to claim him. That's all.
Right. All right, let's get to the big picture. What do you think of any surprises? I didn't find any surprises other than carrying 11 offensive linemen. I get it because that's something they need to feel comfortable with when it comes to the depth.
It makes a lot of sense. I don't think that there were any major surprises. We were talking about this year as opposed to years past. There are always like little tier breaks on the roster. And sometimes it's like you get to a tier break and how am I going to fit in 5 guys for 3 spots that I really want to keep. And the way that the roster was this year, it felt like there was kind of a break where, like, okay, well, we've got like 3 spots that we don't really need guys for. And so if you're not going to have a guy active on game day, it is purely a developmental position. So you Cam Williams, who they drafted in the 6th round, who did not have a very good summer. But as Howie Roseman said yesterday, like, if this guy goes to school, he probably becomes a day 2 pick. If you are invested in that development, you can use the redshirt roster spot for him just to make sure he stays on the roster. Trevor Keegan, a little bit similar, where I think he's not going to be a factor this year, but they believe that maybe he can grow into that. And they also don't have a lot of like offensive linemen on rookie contracts right now. So it sort of makes sense to me. Keeping Agbo Okoronkwo was a little bit interesting. But I think that makes sense if you remember that Josh Uche has a groin injury and they need somebody to be able to rush the passer. It really was. It was relatively chalk after all the fireworks from Sunday.
Do you foresee any moves now?
I think there are a couple spots where they could make a move. I don't think that Kylan Granson is secured as the 3rd tight end because none of them are under contract for next season. So I think they might like a young tight end to be that 3rd guy. There could be a running back they like more than A.J. Dillon. I think that's possible. Certainly they need a returner.
I liked the prospects of Dillon. I don't know.
It's fine.
Yeah, did he not have a good camp? I
He was
kind
fine.
of like him in theory.
I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, what are you looking at? Cam
Like,
Akers? Cam Akers come in?
No, I'm thinking like a rookie or 2nd-year guy who they think has a little bit more juice.
Okay.
But I think Dillon's probably safe. They need a returner of some capacity. Everybody's pointing to Britton Covey got waived by the Rams. He could come back. I think Emir Smith-Marset was waived by the Giants. He's a good returner. Those guys, I think they can probably add someone on the practice squad.
You know what's funny?
And promote. It's fine.
Covey, I go.
He had a really good year 2 years ago.
Covey's like a.
That's how I feel about.
Kind of
excited.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like AJ Dillon greater than Britton Covey. In the land of.
I mean, they're both in.
I kind of feel like A.J. Dillon's a little better than it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, some
Like,
potential here, I feel like.
I'm trying to get to the bow here. If we're he's not Britton Covey. Like Britton Covey's.
Well, yeah.
What's he do?
The real bottom line there is I think they can play some practice squad promotions and
Right.
figure that whole thing out. And then
Anything off the edge? Spy anything out there?
I think I could see them adding a guy who had some draft pedigree. You know how he always loves guys with draft pedigree. You know, Isaiah Foskey got waived. That's a player who could be on their radar. But I don't think that there's nothing that they need right now. And so I thought maybe they were going to trade for a veteran type edge rusher, but I think they're fine.
What's going on, most importantly?
Long snapper?
Long snapper. I've been all over this. They get rid of Lovato. They bring in Charlie Hewlett.
needs a long
They
snapper?
cut Hewlett. What's going on?
Now, remember, they did this about 4 or 5 years ago with Rick Lovato, where they cut him on cutdown day. And then that was back when the injured reserve rules were different. So they cut him on cutdown day. You have to bring somebody onto the active roster like the 2nd day. Then you can put them on injured reserve. And then they replaced that roster spot with Lovato. Now you can put the guys on injured reserve, but I think they're most likely still just playing this little roster game where maybe Hewlett will be on the practice squad for the first week. They'll promote him, and then whenever somebody else has an injury, he gets that roster spot.
So Lovato's not coming back.
It's not impossible, but I think it's most likely that Hewlett stays. It's all, they brought in a guy in the summer. Maybe they liked him better. Maybe they're somebody else they're going to sign, but I think it is probably roster shenanigans.
Okay.
When you look at the waiver period, give us the rule, give us the insight, and when do you think some of this stuff will happen?
So I think yesterday's deadline was 4 p.m.
Yeah,
I believe today's
it's
is noon.
It's noon? I thought it was 24 hours now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but it changes.
Okay.
It changes rules every year. I think it's noon, but it might be 4 p.m. But it's today. We'll find out today if they put in any claims on these guys. And then you've got to, you got to waive or release somebody to make room. And you have to put those in when you put the claim in.
Right.
So it's not like, okay, let's see if we get anybody and then release somebody. So we'll find out today.
Yeah. I mean,
this is the fun switch flip of the summer because we spend a month and a half talking about guys 45 through 60 on the roster. And then come next week, like we don't even remember these guys. It's all about the stars.
No, it's so true. I was thinking about this because we do such like we make mountains out
Yeah.
of these little
Yeah.
these little moves. Like back in the day, they were like it was transactions.
Mhm.
Like they were a sentence.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid, and like I was a nerd, right? So I'm reading
Oh, you
about.
give me,
I
you
love
give me
the
you give me
transactions.
today in the newspaper with like the transactions from all 32 teams in the
Right.
NFL.
Yes.
Oh, that's my whole morning.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I used to look at all that stuff.
I remember that guy.
And there was like they didn't dive into that. Like they didn't look like we make a big deal out of like guy number 52. Like I was all pumped up about Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Darius Cooper, we love. It's our man.
Man, let's
And-
throw a party.
And you're like, all right. But in reality, like how many snaps you going to get a game, right? Like
Well,
you know,
I don't know.
More than Brandon
I don't know.
Johnson, his first love.
yeah.
I never said he was going to make the team. I just said I like the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be on the practice squad, but we'll see.
Were you guys surprised of
I
a
will not be
nice?
surprised. I will not be surprised
Yeah.
if Darius Cooper is the number 3 receiver by the end of the season.
Wow.
That's a bold
Ooh, that's
prediction.
yeah, I like that, Bo.
Yeah.
Really? Dotson? You're underwhelmed with Dotson, huh?
He's no Darius Cooper to me.
Wow. You
I mean,
think
this-
he overtakes
It's Tarleton's
Dotson.
pedigree.
Yeah. I think Darius Cooper has more career receiving yards from today on than Jhoan Dotson does.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll give you whatever's in my pocket. Not much, but whatever's in my pocket, I'll give it to you. If you could tell me right now who Tarleton State is playing this week.
Oh man.
Ooh, I looked it up yesterday too at the brain. I totally forget.
Do you know the
They're
know
like
the
14
nickname for
point
Tarleton
dogs.
State?
Yes. Army.
Oh, you're right.
They're playing Army.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I remember or know that is because of Cooper, right? Like Tarleton
We
State.
got,
So
we
I
got
was
Tarleton State colors right here.
We do.
yes. So I was reading about, I don't know, I was just looking at the college schedule, like
Yeah.
who's playing, and I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, Tarleton State, like just because of Cooper, like
Sure.
it's in your mind.
Good story on allphly.com by EJ.
Yes,
if you're a
great
diehard
story.
about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Do you know Tarleton State's nickname?
I do, but I forget it.
Cowboys?
I heard
Close. The
Texans.
Texans.
Texans, yeah.
Not the most creative.
Come on. I mean,
They could have worked out a
You know
couple
what's
more
why
names.
come we never get
You know
Pennsylvanians?
what I have to say? You are the best at delivering the.
I'll take
You're
that.
great at that. Like you're great at delivering. Like,
I have an complaint for you. I'm getting coffee this morning. You know, I just want a large iced coffee. I'm asking for a large iced coffee, and they can't give me more than like the medium. Like the coffee shops where this is the large, but it's like this big.
yeah.
That's your large. You want to tell me that's for like a latte because we're not gonna put more milk in there.
Right.
But for an iced coffee, give me a big freaking thing, please.
Exactly.
I
No,
asked for a large, and I gotta pay $5 for this.
yeah, it's a violation. It's a violation. Let me ask you a question.
Place in our neighborhood.
I don't get the
Yeah, let me know.
the iced coffee thing.
No.
It could be 1,000 degrees out. I'm going
You
to
still want
drink hot coffee.
Okay. I don't.
Like coffee
I don't
to
have a problem
me.
with that.
Yeah.
Is there no iced coffee in Italy?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah.
I don't
This
remember.
must be
That
an
could be
American
why.
thing. This
Yeah.
iced coffee.
I don't remember seeing it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Maybe a little affogato.
Yes.
That's the iced coffee. You get a little ice cream and espresso.
That's very good, man. I'm impressed. You know your stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this. Now, we are 8 days
Yeah.
away from the start of this season. It's bizarre
It's
because,
sneaky.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, we spent all this time going, I can't wait. Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. It's almost here.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like a week from tomorrow is the game. It's wild.
Yeah. It's nuts.
How you feeling? Like, in my mind, I don't know. I can't see them losing. But, again, I'm coming in
Yeah.
feeling like,
It's going to be 83 degrees.
First
hot.
games are weird. You know, the Cowboys will have some tricks up their sleeves. They're going to be, Dak is healthy. They've got 2 receivers now, right? With George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. And if, as Fran said on the show yesterday, if there are the 4 matchups you want to put into like a quadrant, like the passing game on offense, the passing game on defense, the running game on offense, the running game on defense, there's no doubt that the thing you are worried about the most right now from an Eagles perspective is the defensive passing game.
Of course, it's CB2 and the safety.
Right, exactly. And they've got two guys.
Secondary.
So they're going to be able to work. They're going to be able to manufacture the matchup so that one of their two good receivers is on probably Adoree Jackson, and it's going to be up to Vic Fangio to figure out a way to make that work.
I mean, I'm a huge Jhoan fan, but you also got a tight end over there that can move a little bit.
And it's his first game.
Right.
They're going to throw stuff at him.
Well, that's my point. It's like you can't expect him overnight not to. So
and we saw what happened with the defense last year. It takes some time for those guys to, coalesce together and know exactly where they're supposed to be.
So here's the thing that I can't wait to see is what's the offense? Like, we haven't seen anything. Obviously, bubble wrap, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
We remember the first 4 weeks of last season where it started a little slow. What's the offense going to look like?
And my question for you is, do you think we see, week one, that Cowboys run defense last year was atrocious.
Yeah.
Everybody could run on them.
Yeah.
Do we see the Eagles go right back to 30 carries for Saquon? We're just going to run it down your throat. Or do we see them do a little bit more Super Bowl, straight jacket off? Jalen can throw the ball downfield.
Yeah,
what do you think they're going to do?
But the Super Bowl was still, they ran it.
They ran it, of course.
I mean, it was,
and you know better than anybody that Spags was his whole thing was.
I talked to him, about it, and
believe me, I've seen the views on that bad boy.
I think they run the ball. I think you do what you do, which is you got to run the football. And again, they'll probably stack the box on you and try to take away Saquon, and then it's up to Jalen to go down the field.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, probably no Micah Parsons in that game.
No, I checked yesterday, and there's still acrimony there.
Yeah, I mean,
now listen,
it's a good draw.
At any point, it could happen, but now we're 8 days away. I mean, is there a chance that he could sign next week?
And then play in a short week too.
Oh, he'll play. Yeah. If he signs, he's playing. That I know.
You're probably right. Okay.
But
are they even talking?
No. No, there's real acrimony there.
Yeah.
And they're both sides are dug in. And Mike is dug in. But again, hurt feelings, you could buy them away.
Yeah.
Right. And he doesn't have that much leverage because they can just tag him.
He got 3 years to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, you can say what you want, and then Jerry will be as spiteful is. Sure. And then go, you're just going to sit.
Pretty good.
Right?
That was a good Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you, Bo.
Well, you talk about CB2. There's been chatter locally since the cuts and everything. Isaiah Rodgers, like, is that a regret at this point? He signed for 2 years, $11 million. They signed Adoree Jackson's $5 million. They're paying him.
No. I think Adoree is less than that.
Is it?
I think Isaiah Rodgers got 8 guaranteed.
Okay. What was the thinking? Do you think with that?
I think they would have liked to have Isaiah Rodgers back, but that was more than they were willing to pay. I think that maybe Howie regrets not just bringing Slay back for one more year as opposed to Isaiah Rodgers because he signed for about the same money as Isaiah Rodgers, and it's a little bit more certainty. And then you could still sort of bring Keely Ringo along. But there's no doubt. I mean, I'm sure, given how it's played out since then, that Howie would have done something different at corner.
I think you had to. Yeah, I agree. So this will be interesting. So do you think Quinyon travels with CD?
Not all the time because CD spends so much time in the slot, right? And so that's where the Eagles are well positioned because they've got Coop. And he had an awesome summer. So I think they're probably not going to travel him in this game because also I think they're going to travel him in games where there's a clear number one and not necessarily a scary number two.
Right.
So I think they're probably going to stay on sides on this game.
All right.
Maybe there will be situations, maybe, long, something like that.
Right. You slide him over on Pickens.
Yeah. I could see that. But I would guess.
Because I'm with you. I think CD will be, like, you got Coop there, and CD is a lot in the slot. Now, see, if I'm the Cowboys, I take him out. I move him all day long.
I'm sure they will. I'll move him all over.
Yeah.
Right? But, yeah, I mean, I'm not super scared of the Cowboys. But
no, I'm not. I feel pretty confident.
I don't know how.
I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Like, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see. Listen, I see Saquon breaking off another long one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Saquon buck 68.
Can I tell you who I'm excited about that we haven't spent enough time talking about? is
Ben Van Sumer.
Is the fullback.
he was like, I mean, there were so many guys last year who were like, this guy was the best player on the team. But he was amazing last year. He gets the big contract. He was kind of quiet because he was injured a little bit in the summer. So much focus on Jhoan Campbell. But
Zach Bond.
But when Zach Bond was on the field at the end of camp, he was awesome. He was all over the place. It was like a 3-day period. That's all he needed to practice. I think we have forgotten about Zach Bond a little bit in Philadelphia.
I agree.
And I think like the first series of the game on Thursday night, he is gonna like lay somebody out.
Yeah.
He is so good. I feel like there's gonna be like, oh man, I totally forgot about what it's like to watch Zach Bond kill people.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, I can totally see it. Here's the one thing I don't fear is the Cowboys run game.
Yeah.
Against the Eagles run defense, that run game would stinks.
Well, don't you feel a little bit bad for Miles Sanders?
No.
Because
Why?
Listen, I never liked him. I never understood him.
I know, but
Every
the
time
whole
I watch
but
him, I
just
go,
think about
why is he,
think about
him and Gainwell.
he's
Gainwell
been like teammate
There's
cut
rumors he might come
by
back for
Saquon
that.
Barkley. Like this guy, his whole career at Penn State, he's Saquon's backup. He gets the 1 year to be pretty good, turns into a second-round pick, goes to the Eagles. He's like, all right, finally I get a team of my own. He's an okay career. Then final year, they go to the Super Bowl. He has a really good season, goes somewhere else. And then 2 years later, his former team signs the guy who he played behind and looked, and like everybody was always comparing him to, you're never going to be as good as this guy. And then that guy has like the most amazing season. Everybody on the team was like, oh my God, it's so great to finally have a running back. Oh, what a delight this is. Like, he must be so depressed about that.
I don't care.
Like he's the ultimate.
never
He's like
liked
an guy. He should be a guy.
I'm sorry.
I just feel
with
bad
due
a little
respect
bit,
to
you know, it's
Miles,
like-
I never liked him. I never thought he was a difference maker.
I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
You
He
know,
was just a guy.
it stuns me that Dallas goes into the season with those
After
backs.
last year. Yeah.
Stuns me when they could have had Henry last year.
Yeah. That's true.
There were a lot of rumors going, you get Derrick Henry.
Yeah. And instead you got Javonte Williams.
I mean,
and Miles.
and I liked Javonte Williams.
I liked him coming out too.
Right?
Yeah.
But he has
He
a
got the
knee.
Yeah.
The knee just made him, stunted his what he can do. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's bizarre that they haven't used like a mid-round pick on a running back.
it's unbelievable because they're not good. I mean, I mean, they used to be good. Like, you had Pollard that you would mix in.
Sure.
Like they had, I don't fear them. Like I don't fear their offense. And I know I look at half the secondary and I agree with you of all the matchups, that would be the biggest worry. But I look at the Cowboys and I go, what are they going to do? Like, they're not going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're
I love the
definitely
Eagles in this
right.
game. I don't care. Slow start. No, bubble
I definitely want what we got in 2018, which is booing them off the field at halftime before they win the game. And that's Philadelphia.
That's not Philadelphia.
Why not? Boo them at halftime if they have a bad half. Our expectations are high.
I don't want to.
Wait, the birds?
That's what happened when they after the first game after they won the Super Bowl. They play the Falcons.
We're different people these days.
I said that year. I said, and I got laughed off. I'm sure there's some of our friends in the chat will remember, but I said on the air, I'm like, they're above the boo. Like you win a Super Bowl.
No, but here's where I disagree.
There's a grace period.
Here's where I disagree.
Of being above the boo.
Here's where I disagree. If you have been in Philadelphia long enough, there are different kinds of boos.
Agreed.
There are real boos.
Right.
There are sort of like tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic boos.
Yes.
And that was like a tongue-in-cheek, like boo, but it's not full-throated. It's not a hateful boo.
Agreed.
It's kind of like a pat on the ass.
And
boo.
you're looking for that?
No, but it was between a pat on the ass boo and a throaty boo. It was on the spectrum. That boo, it was like, if this is a malicious boo over here, and this is just a fun boo, this was on this side of the 50. Yeah.
Maybe the 49.
Yeah, no, it was out of line. I remember
I
saying
thought it was
that.
okay. I thought it was
Nah,
funny.
I don't like.
Plus, it's a little bit
It was like,
self-referential. Right.
Yeah, I want to boo.
Yeah.
I think he likes to hear it because he thinks it's his name they're saying. Boo.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I don't know. I can't wait for the game, man. I just
He's
think
got them winning by 19. He's laying 19
you
and
can
a
also
half.
boo at like let's say they punt on 4th and 2 or something like that. You can boo a decision.
Nick's not going to do that.
Well, I know, but
Nick came out on 4th and 2.
cowards draw.
He's not doing that.
No,
I can't wait for this team.
Not if there's a tush push possibility. He's not.
Dude,
He's not turning that
they're
down.
going to win this game 34, I don't know, 13, 16.
Ooh.
Actually 13, so I can get.
Yeah, so you can cover your 19 and a half.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that. What did you say it was?
Pay 700. The over with the Eagles minus 19 and a half.
There you go.
On 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
7-1.
Okay.
I listen. All kidding aside, I think they bury this team.
Okay.
Bury
I think
them.
it'd be fun.
I don't know. I'm excited about this. I can't wait.
Can't
for this
wait.
team. I know.
Yeah. But then the problem is then there's like a long period between game 1 and game 2.
Nah, but
We'll fill it. We'll
we're-
find ways to fill
we're
it.
in
Got
the
plenty of
season.
stuff going on, man.
Got plenty of stuff.
We got
going.
Monday night.
Yeah. We're going to do a season preview. Me, Bo, is Fran out?
I think he's out.
All
We got EJ though.
Yeah, I know EJ.
Yeah.
But the three of us are going to do it.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, I'm going to try to wrangle Boldy. I don't know. He might be out of the
That'd
country
be
too.
fun. I mean, he could be anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm pumped up, dude.
Sounds good.
Pumped up, brother. So today you react to the final roster.
Yeah, we'll see, and we'll see if there are moves to come. And we're gonna talk sort of big picture. We're gonna do some Eagles over unders. So like, what
Oh,
are
yeah.
what are the
like stats?
yeah. So like
Like, give me a couple.
what's well, we got to look at the official ones like
Okay.
Jalen's season passing and Saquon's season rushing, stuff like that. Put a little lettuce on the line.
So everybody's saying that Saquon will not come close to last year, obviously, right? Because it
Yeah.
was such a historic year. Whatever that number is, I'm going over.
Okay.
I think it's a repeat piece for Saquon.
I appreciate that. Why not? He's still got a great offensive line. He's still Saquon.
It's almost like
got Jalen
well,
as a
look
run
at
threat.
McCaffrey. I don't know. Why is it because McCaffrey
Yeah.
got hurt
Yeah.
that Saquon's good? I don't know. I look at him
And
and
listen, he said it's who knows how true this is, but he says like his body never felt better than it did after last season because he didn't take a lot of hits.
can't
Like
wait to see Saquon.
yeah, he's a little bit like Zach Vaughn, where like he doesn't do a lot in the summer.
Slam the over. I got an over of 1375.5.
Rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the problem is it takes like just a couple missed games. He did a lot of
Sounds like
carries.
brain
but-
now. Worried about some injuries here and there this season.
No, the brains doesn't like any overs. He's an
Yeah,
undersman.
he is an
Mhm.
undersman.
That's why he does it for a living.
Okay,
Real
no,
quick,
it's fun to root for.
I got to ask you a question. Phillies, all right? So here's what Kelly says. Kelly Body, our favorite CEO from TrueMark Financial Credit Union. She says, Phillies lose. She goes, here's what I'm thinking. We clinched the division, but by a small margin, the smallest of margin. Get to the NLCS and then suffer a heartbreaking loss before the.
Smallest margin of what?
And we lose a heartbreaking
Adam Thielen
loss
traded.
in the NLCS. I don't see the fire and the vibes that I think will take him over the edge. And it's devastating because I think this is our last really good year with this team.
Kelly, September 1st, I think they expand rosters and the vibes will continue. Garrett Stubbs will come up here and right the vibe ship.
Oh, the Stubbs.
We're missing the Stubbs.
The Stubbs.
He's what you need right now. He come in, cracking jokes, playing some music, lighting the load in the clubhouse a little bit.
They got to call a painter. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, why not?
What are you waiting for?
Why not?
The Mets, they're calling everybody. Kid McLean's really good. They
Really
call
good?
him up. This kid
But what-
Tong, they're calling him up.
Yeah,
Jonah Tong is their number one pitching prospect.
and when you lose Wheeler, like this is it. This is
Exactly.
the time. Yeah,
They're going to be the death of me. Thank God football start.
Adam Thielen traded to the Vikings.
Back to
Back to the
Minnesota.
Vikings.
Yeah,
I like him.
They have a ton of receivers. Can the quarterback play?
Eh.
AJ. Yeah.
There he goes again.
I like it.
All
Good
right,
stuff,
dig it.
man.
Dude.
There he is. All PHLY Bird Show. Make sure you go and make sure you're watching it. 2 o'clock today. Who's with you, EJ? All right. You and EJ. Love it. All right. Lots to talk about. Coming up, our friend, our man, Mike Sielski. He'll join us. Let's talk about Xfinity.
Boom.
Booming.
Booming. My house is blazing fast.
When you combine the power of internet and mobile, you got it at home and you got it on the go.
Yeah.
Listen, you want boom the internet? All right.
I got like the gigabit or whatever it is. It's super fast.
It really is. It's fantastic. And here's what they offer too. A 5-year guarantee. So life is unpredictable, right? But the price of your internet should not be. Get a reliable price for a reliable connection. All in means all in. You get Wi-Fi equipment and unlimited data, all right? Introducing the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Now, change is always happening, right? Like, you know, who knows what's going to happen in 5 years? Songs are rewritten, classes are remixed, movies are remade, bands and artists and players come and go. But no matter what changes in 5 years, the price of your internet will stay the same.
Perfect.
All right?
Perfect.
So check out all that they have to offer. Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra, subject to change. So check it out. All right. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app.
Phillies plus 130.
Ooh.
Nobody respects Taiwan.
He stinks.
Nobody likes Taiwan.
I don't like him.
I know.
I don't like him.
I know.
In fact, that you have so much faith in him.
I don't have a lot of faith. I'm just putting it out there. I'm trying to send positive vibes and energy out into the world, man. We need something.
Could it be that he?
I got to visualize a win. 6 good innings from him today.
Listen, I don't know how he does it.
I don't either.
He dances through raindrops, but
Please, Taiwan.
I mean, he's been effective. I mean, I can't argue, but I can't go on. I'm.
You know, the Mets are feeling good. They're feeling fat. They got Taiwan. You know, maybe they're smelling themselves a little bit too much today.
Could be. I mean,
You know,
it could
maybe.
be. I mean, what's New York?
New York is minus 152.
Like, that's a big price.
Yeah, I know. That's not. I was hoping to be like
That's
120.
a big price. I wonder what the brain says about that.
You know what he's going to say? Load up on the Mets.
Ew.
Load Mets 5 innings, strikeout with
Load up on the birds, all right? And here's the deal. With our friends at BetParks and the BetParks Sportsbook online casino app, you know what's incredible? Is their offer they have going on. It's a big contest where you can win a share of $25,000 in bonus bets. 25 grand in bonus bets.
Give me $1,000 of those bonus
All right,
bets.
here's the stipulation. You got to place a $25 wager on the opener. Eagles, Cowboys. Birds, 7-point favorite. Totals 46. So do the lay to 19.5. Turn your 25 into 200.
Trying to put something together. Yeah.
Right? Like, we'll have fun with it. Next week we'll do an SGP that'll be a big number payout. We'll have some fun with that. But what you do, you $25 and you're entered into this incredible giveaway where they're giving away $25,000 in bonus bets. Winners will be announced on Friday, September 5th. So please check it out. You're going to love it. It's a great thing. Once again, $25 and that automatically enters. That's new customers, existing customers, right there on the app. BetParks.com has all the details. You're going to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's one I like. Jalen Hurts to score. Eagles minus 6.5 over 46. He's like 1,500.
What is it? Hurts to score.
Yeah. Eagles minus 6.5.
And over?
Over.
He's 15-1?
15-1.
I mean, Gino, listen, tush push the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm smelling a Barkley big run, dude.
What's Barkley? Yeah, Barkley's. Let's see what his.
I'm smelling a Barkley. Saquon.
Barkley overs 94.5.
I love it.
I love that, dude.
Dude,
we got to put together like a 7-legger next week.
He's getting triple digits.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
And all this stuff about regression, all this stuff. We look at these, the numbers thing I hate. It drives me nuts. Because all we look at, well, regression, the numbers say we're going to see a regression. Why? Well, maybe Barkley plus the Eagles offensive line equals.
Is an anomaly, something they've never seen before.
Right. And maybe that equals something strong.
Yeah.
All right?
Totally with you on this. I don't think just because historically there's been regressions does not mean it's happening this year. This team, I don't remember a team that was just dominant through the playoffs. They were just rolling. Rolling.
And I don't think that changes.
No, I don't either.
I just don't think that changes. All right, lots to get to coming up. We got our man. I love talking to him on Wednesdays, and we got a lot of stories ahead of us between the Phillies and the start of the Birds. No one better than our buddy from the Inquirer on the Xfinity mobile guest line, our buddy Mike Sielski.
Here comes Mike Sielski.
Hey, that's why I like to visit with my boy. What's up, brother?
Going on, cuz? How are you?
I'm not good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a mess, to be honest with you. And they were calling me Cuz Mudgeon over the last couple days, but I had a bad feeling about what I was seeing with this ball club and this freaking Mets team. That I don't know how they do it. It's that freaking ballpark is a portal to hell.
Spider-Man blows the game like a spider can.
Exactly. This is not what we need, Sielski. This is not what we need today.
Sorry. Had to be done.
This is why you have the doom sound when you're coming on. This is what we're waiting for. Yeah, he's like Darth Vader coming in.
No, look, I mean, it's an issue, right? This team, meaning the Mets, if the Phillies encounter them in the playoffs, everybody knows the doom and gloom that's coming in to that series. It feels like the opposite of what was happening in 2007 and 2008, where if you remember that 4-game series in 2007, where the Phillies swept the Mets, they went from being 6 games down to being 2 games down, and it flipped the entire rivalry. It was like, oh, okay, now the Phillies are, the team with all the momentum, the team with the psychological edge. And I don't see how you can look at what's happened over the last 2 years and not think that the opposite is happening now, that the Phillies get in front of this team and the bats get tight and the strike zone gets smaller for their pitchers and bad things happen.
Yeah, what worries me most is obviously the Wheeler thing. Like going into this series, I just, you know about their bats. Their bats are going to be spotty, right? Like that's kind of what it is. So you got to, you're built on pitching. And taking Wheeler out of the equation just is devastating. And it's this kind of series where, there's your son.
Yeah, he's getting back. He was just taking a tour of the high school. He's starting 9th grade. So
Nice. Where's he at?
So
where's he going?
Well, he's actually technically still in middle school. That's the way that our district works. But he's going to be going to the high school for a couple of classes. So he was getting a tour with a buddy of his.
I love it. Anyway,
but now he's interrupting my interview with you guys.
I would have waved hello. Yeah, I love it. Tell him Uncle Ant said hi. Good luck. Wish him luck.
All right, you got it.
All right. I mean, I don't know, dude. You're built on pitching. What worries me most is that this series pushes them to a slide. Like, God forbid you lose tonight. It's only 4. And you still got Atlanta, and Atlanta's still dangerous. Acuna's back for them. Like, all of a sudden, without Wheeler, like, Sanchez is terrific, and I buy him despite Monday night. But after that, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, and it's not just, the lead is still 4. It's the lead was 7, and then it's down to 4. And all the momentum, like we talked about, is heading toward the Mets, and it becomes this anvil hanging over the head of the Phillies that they can't beat this team, that if they go to Citi Field and play the Mets, they have this bugaboo that they have to overcome. And it's a real thing, it looks like to me. I don't see how you can watch these games the last two nights where they get these big leads, or at least an early lead, and just fall apart and think anything different. And, you can hate the Mets all you want, but I don't think this is a Mets issue as much as it is a Phillies issue. And they better figure this out. They better figure this out, because if they can't, to me, that kind of flips the whole perspective on what's happened over the last few years. All of a sudden, the three playoff losses aren't just the offense has always been spotty and it went bad at the wrong time. All of a sudden, it goes from that to, it was right there in their hands each of these times, and they couldn't finish it off.
You're right.
And it looks like the moment got
Yeah.
too big for them.
Yeah.
They're up 2-1 on the Astros and they don't win again. They're up 2-0 and 3-2 on the Diamondbacks and they can't finish them off. They have a one-run lead in game one against the Mets with, Wheeler dealing, and they go to their bullpen and the series goes to pot. Boy, the whole narrative shifts if they allow this Mets thing to snowball.
You're right. All of a sudden, they become lumpers.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't say that.
No, that's what Mike's saying. That if
I can't even. I don't even want to put that into thought in my brain.
if you don't win, then all of a
You
sudden
are fighting VG, you are fighting who you were raised to be. We are, if you grow up in and around Philadelphia, following Philadelphia sports, this is the natural position to take. The sky is falling. It's always falling. Stop fighting your birthright, man.
Mike, I have done so much and paid so much for therapy to get past that. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to move past that.
You know what's funny? I try to ward myself away from that. Sky is falling. I try to look at it detached emotionally, and I'm worried. Like I think it's a legitimate concern, and it's beyond just the Mets, because there's a greater chance you won't play the Mets in the playoffs. I mean, it's more about how you're playing, right? And what worries me is the state of the pitching staff. So what can you count on? If you count that Sanchez is legit, so I believe that. Let's put him to the side.
Sure.
After that,
Agreed.
you got Luzardo, who melts down, and we see that again last night, who's got great stuff, but I don't know what happens to him. Ranger, 2 great starts, but who knows? I can't. Ranger is still, to me, he's not a lock.
He's not a lock, but I feel better about Ranger in October than I do just about anybody else on that staff.
Okay, fair. Then you got Nola, and I don't even know what after that. And then the bullpen, what really troubled me is I could slough away Friday night with Duran because, listen, it was raggy. They were throwing their bats out. There was bleeders, right? Last night wasn't that case. Alonso got the bat head out on the 96-mile-an-hour splitter. He roped that. They were hard hit. Other than Beatty's bleeder, they were hard hit balls.
Yeah. The Duran thing is interesting to me, and I would have dismissed this initially after what happened Friday night, like as you said with the Nationals, them kind of throwing their bats at him. But last night brought it back to mind for me. I don't know if you guys saw this. Of all people, Lenny Dykstra tweeted something after the Friday night game where he basically said, hey, Phillies, you have a guy who throws 96 to 102. The opposing hitters are going to be late on him. Position your fielders accordingly.
Yes.
Dude didn't frame it that way, but that's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
And there was some scuttlebutt on social media last night about the very same thing. When Nimmo gets the walk-off hit, why is Turner shading up the middle? And that to me is, it's just a thought. Are they playing situationally as well as they possibly can? I also haven't crunched the numbers on this. I don't know if you happen to talk about this with Jim Salisbury or some other people. When you have a guy like Duran and you have a guy like Orion Kirkring, both of whom hit 98 and then some. Like, shouldn't they be throwing more fastballs? I feel like both of those, I haven't looked at the numbers. Maybe I'm talking out of my
Mike,
you know what, but
Mike, what did I
lean on the heater.
Mike, VG,
Yeah.
what did I say earlier today?
You don't know why they're just not throwing a heat.
Dude, spot on.
The
But
best
he's
pitch in
relying
baseball is
so much
still a
on
hard
that
fastball.
splitter. Yay. Give me the heat, especially Duran. Because Duran, listen, you want to say I could time, and you can time up to anything, but when there is a threat of a splitter, lean on your heat. All right? Just throw, you could mix in one or two. The rest got to be fastballs because you could throw it. Kirkering's different, right? I want more off speed from Kirkering. I think you're right that you got to throw more fastballs. But Duran, he'll throw it by anybody with the threat of the splitter.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And again, I haven't crunched the numbers on this to know what the percentages are. I'm sure there are people who are going
He's
to see
not
this.
throwing. I can tell you off the bat, your eyes are
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
Your
so
eyes are right.
yeah, that part of it I just don't get. There does seem to be a little bit of like a tiptoeing nature to the bullpen and the way pitchers are called and the way they approach these guys. And I don't want to give a guy like Pete Alonso any reason to speed up his bat. And when you're facing, Duran, him throwing a breaking pitch or a splitter gives a hitter a better opportunity to, as you say, get the bat head out there. So, I mean, look, we can break this down till the cows come home. They still have, a month plus in the season before they get to the playoffs. Maybe they sort some of this out. But I think it's fair to look,
He's also
be
got
concerned.
He's also got a better command too, because the ball that Alonso
Yeah.
hit, a lot of them were like right over the middle. He was not on the edges of the plate last night at all.
Yeah, it's not like, like Jose Alvarado. I always feel like the command is always going to be kind of an issue. You're always kind of watching him saying, "Oh, he threw strikes. That's good." It could be worse. Duran doesn't give you that sense. It's just, last night his location was not great. He was bad in the strike zone.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Oh, man. Kirkering, who you bring up, I just don't know that. And I agree with Topper bringing him in the fifth inning, but I don't know that he can handle it.
Yeah.
And, and then the other aspect of Duran is, it's fair to ask, you did it in Minnesota.
Right.
It's a big stage, man. Like October is a big stage. I was watching the TBS or the MLB broadcast. I was on TBS.
TBS last night.
TBS last night, I think. Yeah.
So I was watching that because Jimmy was in the studio afterwards, and Jimmy Rollins is talking about like same thing. Like there is a mindset about the bright lights. Like Jimmy was the ultimate bright lights player, and is this group? Are they bright lights?
Man, I think it's fair to ask that now. I mean, relatively speaking, it was easy in 2022.
Right,
Once they got
caught
in.
fire.
Right. And once they got in, right, the monkey was off their back. The franchise gets back to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. It's this big exhale of, okay, we made it. And all of a sudden they catch fire and they're rolling. There have been expectations ever since. And it's just getting to that time where you ask yourself, are they going to be able to meet the moment? I'm not saying they can't do it, but it's certainly a legitimate conversation to have about whether they can. And you're right, it is two different things. We talk about this all the time. I say this on the radio all the time. There's the 162 games, and then there's the playoffs. And they are two totally separate seasons and two totally separate ways of thinking and playing. And as much as you can enjoy the 162, that's why you should enjoy the 162, because nothing else is guaranteed come October 1st.
It's a travel ball tournament is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the playoffs are. Like whoever gets hot in the tournament,
yeah, and it's full with even more variation now. I mean, obviously back in the day, it used to be like you won your division, you had one series to win to get to the World Series.
Exactly.
Now you've got three.
Right. So here's I was thinking about this, and I don't want to be unfair to Dombrowski, but I've thought about this a lot this summer. And I think about it compared to the Eagles. The Eagles are not afraid to change up core. Like they're
Yeah.
not afraid to change it up and to tweak the roster. Obviously, your main guys, but they'll address the core and make moves. And I'm wondering, this was the off season to change the core a little bit. Now, contracts, again, and obviously I'm not talking about Bryce or Schwarber or JT because you had no catcher, but you had to take care. There was a lot of talk about moving Bohm, maybe Castellanos. Like, should you have been a little bit more aggressive in changing the clubhouse?
I would not have been opposed to that. I really wouldn't have been.
And I
think
realize
you're
it's
making-
Monday morning quarterback because we're in
Sure, and
August.
but you're making a great point that sometimes you just need a different combination of good players to win. It's not about getting rid of somebody necessarily. It's just it's a matter of flipping that guy or guys for somebody different who's equally as good. I mean, I go back to the other night. I want to love Alec Bohm. I really do. But man, it seems like the slightest thing gets this guy
Jeez.
worked up, and again, I just wonder, sometimes you just need a little bit of a different vibe in a clubhouse. My contention has been for a while that they need a guy, and I have had a difficult time trying to describe this guy, but they need the kind of guy who treats a game in late May the same way that he treats a game in mid-September or early October. But I mean that in the best way possible.
Pete Rose.
Yeah, or more like,
You know
more
what's
like
nuts? Is that this team is like the 77 Phillies.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is. And they need a guy who
That's awesome.
who
You're
just
right.
is loose in the right way. He's like confident all the
Look at
time.
Escola. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't allow the moment to get to him. He's the kind of guy, I don't even know if this guy exists out there. They could have gotten him. But he's the kind of guy who in mid-May you're like, can you believe he's doing this X, Y, or Z on the field? Or maybe he didn't run hard to first base or whatever. But in September, in October, he doesn't allow the moment to get to him. He's exactly the same.
So you're
dude.
talking about Jimmy Rollins.
Kinda, yeah.
Is what
exactly.
you're talking about. I was talking more about Pete Rose in the sense that the guy that is always busting it. Like, and
I don't think effort is as much an issue with these guys as I think.
yeah, I agree with that.
There's a looseness that they need.
Yes. I agree.
Like,
That's a great point. That's Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy was, July. I get it.
They need a guy who's not gonna care in the right way.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Right. Like, you got to be willing to take the shot, like in the basketball sense, and you got to be okay if you miss it.
Shouldn't that be Bryce in a way, though? Shouldn't Bryce be that guy? You feel
He's
like
clutch. I always thought Bryce was clutch. He was clutch last night. Like, that was a clutch.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking more in the clubhouse, the dugout, just a little more fire from him. I don't know. I feel like he could, I don't know. He, as a leader, he feels he's off a little bit for me. He just doesn't exude let's go.
I don't know. I always thought it's why the lumper thing bothers me, because if Bryce is the face of the team, Bryce has always been clutch.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not clutch at all.
I don't think you need a rah-rah sis boom bah kind of guy. I think you need this is all cool, guys. We got this. That's what I think you need from a psychological, emotional standpoint. That's what Jimmy brought to those 2007 to 2011 teams, was that we got this. Everybody chill a little bit. Like, it's all going to be good. And we are that good, and we're going to be fine. And it just kind of permeates throughout the clubhouse. And I may be talking out of my you-know-what because I'm not around this team as much as a lot of other people, but it sure seems that way.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know why they're waiting on Painter. You should go to a 6-man rotation. He should be up here. The Mets are calling up that kid today. He's like their top prospect, Jhoan Tong. They already called up McLean, who's good. He's making his 3rd start or 4th start. He's really good. Where's Painter? Like, the minute Wheeler goes down, Painter's got to be up here.
Yeah, and Dabrowski has a history of not being afraid to use young pitchers and young players in big situations. And, you know, as we just talked about, sometimes a team just needs a little bit of a tweak, a change, something, and it can't necessarily be something on the margins. It's got to be, all right, Juan Bell in 1993, you're not our shortstop anymore. Kevin Stocker is. All right, pitching rotation in 1980, and I know I'm going way, way back. Marty Bystrom, you're in the rotation now, dude. You need that little bit of something. And where is it coming from?
Yeah, no, it's a great point.
I
think Topper tried it with the platoon and, benching Castellanos more. I think he was trying to do something like that and jolt them but I get like that outfield. Oh, my God.
Are we too easy on Dombrowski? He has, I know he got the ranch a little bit. He's pretty weak at the deadlines. I'm looking at Ramon Laureano right now, tearing baseball up. He's got like 6 home runs since he's joined the Padres.
Grand slam last night, and that was the first thing I thought about. Laureano should be here.
Should have been here.
The Padres got O'Hearn and Laureano.
Yes.
They play every day.
Yep.
Look, the deadline is a bit more of a crapshoot, right? The offseason is what we're talking about here. Like Jordan Romano is what we're talking about. The fact that he had to go get Duran is because they didn't make the requisite moves in the offseason to shore up that bullpen to the degree that they needed to.
Agreed, but I agree with you. But that Baltimore deal, and he deals with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Both those bats were better than what you had. Laureano and O'Hearn. And if you would have went Bader and Laureano or Bader and O'Hearn, and they had a lot of lefties, but you needed two sticks. I know Bader hit the home run last night, but he still needed another stick. That outfield sucks.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're trying to balance. This has been the issue with this franchise forever is when they get in a situation like this, and this happened back in 07 to 2011, how do you balance they're in a mode where they can and maybe should win a World Series and you go for it versus do they have enough prospects to be able to give up to get those kind of guys? And what happens if you give them up, right? Like this was the whole Cliff Lee situation, the Roy Halladay situation. And this is the issue with not having, with certain exceptions over time, not having a top-notch farm system, is you don't feel as comfortable making moves like that because you're afraid, well, we can't give up these guys or those guys because we don't have anything behind them.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. And it's fair. I like Dombrowski, but like if you're looking at some of the moves, like you brought up Romano.
I kind of feel like,
I mean, even the Castellanos, he spent way too much money. He gave Nick Castellanos $100 million for a guy that's not a home run guy. Like he's a doubles guy. Like, I know you needed a right-handed bat. There were other options out there, and you're paying for it. You're paying for a guy. He's made a couple like key mistakes over the run with that kind of budget, right?
Yeah, he has. But I mean, here they are, right? And they're kind of stuck now. So other than Painter, like we talked about, I'm not sure what else they're gonna do. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna bring Johan Rojas back? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Right. All right, let's switch up. We're a week from tomorrow is the opener.
I know.
And it's crazy because, let's go. And now it's snuck up on us. Like, oh my God, a week from tomorrow is the opener. So let's go big picture first. Roster will be set by 2 or 4 o'clock today. How you feeling? Like, how you feel about them? What are you thinking?
I feel okay as long as they're healthy. I mean, and you can say that about any team at this time of year, but it's particularly true of them. They're so good in their starting 22 for the most part. Obviously, outside corner and pass rush are going to be question marks. I get it. But they're still really, really good. But what happens if this guy gets hurt or that guy gets hurt? The drop off is pretty steep. There isn't the it doesn't seem like there's the depth that they had last season or maybe in previous seasons. But look, I expect them to beat the Cowboys, next Thursday night. The start's going to be ragged. I expect that to be ragged because September is now preseason for virtually all of these teams. But they're going to be fine. Do I expect them to go back to the Super Bowl? No, quite frankly, I don't, because it's really, really difficult to go back to the Super Bowl. But they'll make the playoffs.
So you're just talking about in general and more in generalities that there'll be an injury or whatever
Yeah, it's just really difficult to have what happened to them last season. They had 21 out of their 22 starters start in the Super Bowl. That just doesn't happen. So there's going to be some attrition.
Like they were the best team by far.
Yeah. Oh, they can get back. I'm not suggesting like it wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I'm not looking at this season and saying to myself, if the Eagles don't go back to the Super Bowl, it's a disaster or it's a failure.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Right.
Like they should win the NFC East, and then if they make it out of the NFC somehow, all kudos to Nick and Howie and the guys in that locker room, because
listen,
what my expectations.
If they're relatively, I'll couch it and say, if you're relatively healthy, going into the playoffs, their roster itself,
sure,
is still, I think, the best in the NFC. I still struggle. I look around the NFC, and there's always going to be teams that are better and guys that step up. It's the nature of sports. But looking at it right now, you go, all right, in the division, you got Washington. I could actually weirdly see the Giants being better this year. If I were them, I would start.
I could too.
I would start Jackson Dart. But I look around and go, maybe the Packers could be good. Lions are the Lions. They're dynamic. And then I look around elsewhere, maybe Tampa. I don't really like anybody in the West other than the Rams, but that you talk about Stafford's back being the key to all that.
Stafford staying healthy, right.
I look around and I go, they still have the best roster.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I don't mean to suggest like there's gonna be a fall off or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's really, really difficult to go back. That's all. And there's always going to be a team that jumps up and comes out of nowhere and is really, really good.
Yeah.
I think you're right about the Giants. The Giants defensive line, obviously, they've improved there and they'll make them a tougher out. I don't like their offense even a little bit with any of those guys. I think it's always kind of funny to follow coverage of the Giants. Coverage of the Giants is like following coverage of the Yankees. There's this presumption that they do everything right, and then people are like surprised, when it goes bad for them up there in New York. I don't get it. The Giants haven't been a competent franchise in more than 10 years. But they're going to be fine. Like I've said before, there are 31 other teams in the NFL that I think wish they had the Eagles' problems. Like, oh, your second cornerback position is a question mark. Oh, okay, we'll take that. Like, our quarterback's got a bad back, or our offensive line can't protect, or something along those lines. So they'll be really good. They'll be really good.
It's our third quarterback we're worried about. Our second's pretty locked in, Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
We're worried about third string quarterback.
What's exciting to you about them? Like, what are you looking forward to?
Jalen. I am really curious, intrigued by Jalen. I talked to Kevin Patullo last week, and he said something very interesting. He said that in his experience, and he's going to call plays, obviously, for the first time, but he was a guy who, in New York with the Jets, helped Ryan Fitzpatrick have a tremendous season. Fitzpatrick threw 31 touchdown passes and had the best year of his career with Patullo as his quarterback's coach. And one of the things Patullo said was he looks at every quarterback like fine wine. Like they have to age, they have to grow into the job. And I think we forget that sometimes. I think we think of these players, all of them, as being kind of stagnant. And I know that 2 years ago, the Eagles threw a lot on Hurts's plate, and he turned the ball over quite a bit. And then, they had him thrown 30 plus times the first 4 or 5 games last season, and it didn't go well. And they turned into a run first offense. I get all that. But Jalen's 27 now. He's in the prime of his career. I think intangibly, he is everything you would want in a quarterback. I think I think he gets underrated for how much better he makes the people on that offense. I think Barkley and AJ and Devontae and the line are all better for his presence in kind of this intangible way as the nerve center of the offense. I'm really curious to see if they put more on his plate and what he does with it this time around.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know. I look at him and I go, first of all, I want to see more of him under center. And this way the play action should be way more effective. It should be way more effective. Having that O-line and having Barkley, he should be better with him under center. He should. That would also give him a time to go down the field. The one thing I need him to do a better job at is getting the ball into the middle of the field and not holding on. Like the one issue as a thrower, because he does so many things great, and as a thrower, he can certainly drop the ball in the bucket outside the numbers. It's the best throw. He's great at it. But on those other throws, intermediate, middle of the field, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
He holds on to the ball. He was doing it in practice again. I mean, I was talking to the coaches, you got to get rid of the ball. And
that's interesting because one of the things Patullo said that he's a big believer in is playing to his players' strengths. So there's going to be a push-pull there, right? Like, how much do I ask Jalen to do that he really isn't comfortable with? And how much can I get away with that? Right? Like Patullo studied under Chan Gailey, and that was Gailey's entire philosophy of play calling and coaching was work with what you have, don't square peg, round hole it. You're right. They're going to have to do a little bit of that, and that's part of the reason I'm intrigued by watching Jalen this season.
Yeah, listen, I go back to his greatest strength is where it all comes from, man. Like it gets him throwing windows. He needs to feel comfortable, and his legs give him windows to throw. And to your point, he makes them so dangerous. The fact that he can take off at any moment, that he's such a great runner, it helps that run game, and it just takes so much pressure off of Barkley in the line. But I'm curious to what your point.
In theory, he could be under center and they could run play action on every play, and the defense would commit to stopping Saquon.
Yes. So, that's why I need more of it, and I haven't seen a lot of it. And I'm asking, and again, I'm not down there like the beat guys, but I'm asking our guys, and they're like, I was talking to EJ yesterday about it, and he's like, because I put an asterisk every time I see it, and it hasn't been with a lot of frequency.
Yeah, look, on the one hand, it's ridiculous to question Jalen Hurts, right? The guy's played great in 2 Super Bowls. He's a champion. He was a Super Bowl MVP. But
it's not questioning him. It's more about what the offense is going to look like. Nobody's questioning his ability and what he means to the team. It's not about that. But if we're talking about the idea of throwing more, becoming a more of a throw-based offense, well, then those are the issues that you got to deal with.
Yeah, you're 100% right. So, and that's why I'm curious, because I think, as I said, from kind of an invisible standpoint, almost, he's as good as it's going to get, right? Like, I think his personality publicly is a good counterbalance to Sirianni. Patullo's a fairly excitable guy too, so they'll be able to play off each other in the same kind of way, and they know each other, obviously, because Patullo's been here a while. So that to me is the ultimate curiosity piece of this, is to see where he's at as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's a great point. What's new with Rock? All right.
Just still plugging away on the manuscript, man. That's really what it comes down to. Still plugging away on Chuck Wepner, plugging away in the history of UA, United Artists. Trying to knock those early chapters out of the way so they can just get into the storytelling aspect of the movie. And, I got so much good stuff from like I'm sure you experience this, Ant. There are certain things you can't wait to write. My interviews with Bill Conti were so good that I cannot wait to write that chapter. And that was my favorite. That's been my favorite part of doing the book. I think I told you. 2 days before the Eagles won the Super Bowl in New Orleans, I drove to Baton Rouge
Yeah.
because Bill Conti is an LSU alum. So I got to hold all the archival material that he donated to the university from Rocky. I held the sheet music for Gonna Fly Now and looked at all
Oh,
the
man.
things he had written in the margins, and my interviews with him were just tremendous. So like I'm really looking forward to getting to the point where I can write that chapter. I just can't wait.
Oh, I love that stuff. Like when you're excited to write
Yeah.
something, like you're, it's the best. It's so interesting. Like I love talking to those guys about, like, I know you saw it. Thank you. But we had Ron Shelton on Monday.
Yeah.
And Ron is telling stories about Bull Durham and White Men Can't Jump and all those amazing projects that he did, Blue Chips, and talking about spending. I didn't know this, but he spent, they were going to do a show, an NFL show for CBS, and he spent 2 weeks with the Eagles. He was
Really?
he was with in 2004. He's like, yeah, the security guy. I go, yeah, man, that's my guy Butchie. And
Butchie, yeah.
And he was talking about, being on trips and being with Jeffrey. I guess he's close to Christina because Christina is in the film business.
Sure.
So they gave him all kinds of access. He was at practice, hanging, with Andy. And here he is. And so we were talking about the whole thing. And they were going to use the Eagles as the model for this TV show.
Yeah, just the idea that you can get to the point where Ron Shelton is, and I've talked to him too. I interviewed him for my last book. I talked to him about White Men Can't Jump. I actually did a piece on him a couple of years ago for the Inquirer. He was writing a screenplay at the time. He might have mentioned this to you, based on the relationship between Ted Williams and the writer Richard Ben Kramer.
Yes.
Who did this an all-time great piece of sports writing. What do you think of Ted Williams now? And Shelton was going to do a screenplay based on that. But I would love to get to that point where you can just dabble and see what projects appeal to you. Oh, I'll go spend 2 weeks with the Eagles and see if this works. Or I remember like 20, 30 years ago, he was going to come to Bucks County to spend time with Mike Pettin, Sr., the coach at CB West. Maybe the greatest high school football coach in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll do a screenplay about that. Just to have that freedom to be able to do it is, that's the dream right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, great. Mikey, great stuff. I'm sorry. I got Jimmy Salisbury. Jimmy's texting me. Is this happening? All right, cuz. It's 10:30.
Tell him to go tend to his tomatoes in his garden.
Really?
Come on.
I mean, nothing, man. Like, all right, Mr. Temperamental. Love you, buddy.
He's the best. All right, thanks,
you
guys.
all day. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.
There he is, Mike Sielski.
He's a busy man.
Just happening.
This is happening.
He and I someday are going to fight.
I would love.
can
This is
so
arm
see
wrestle.
it.
You guys should arm wrestle.
Let's go. I know Mr. Guy loves to show him off. I'll go with you toe to toe.
I love it.
All right, let's take care of some business. Then Ed Stakes, if you can handle it, we'll get you up here. All right. My God. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. $25,000 in free bets up for grabs. Yes, it's a big contest that's happening. $25,000 in free bets. Now, here's what you got to do. Here, you need to go in the big game that opens up, Birds and Cowboys. All right? Make sure you place a $25 bet, at least a $25 bet. That will automatically enter you in the contest. So there's a million ways to go. We just love, you just throw 25 on over Saquon 94.5 yards.
Yep.
I mean, I love that. You can mess around with, a same game parlay. I mean, there's a million ways to play it. Love it. Love the Eagles in the game. You can play it in any which way. But if you play a $25 bet, you are automatically entered in the Bet Parks $25,000 giveaway, and you get a share of $25,000 in free bets. So you got to check it out. It's really cool. Winners are going to be announced on that Friday after the game, September 5th. So check it out. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's talk some nugs. Golden Nugget jewelry. And we've been telling you time's getting there for kickoff, and you got to get that preemptive gift for the special person in your life because you're going to be spending too much time in their eyes watching sports, football, baseball. So head over to Golden Nugget, get that preemptive gift. Because for the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. They got customers across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Baltimore, New York City. They come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring or wedding band. They got a highly trained staff dedicated to providing you with a personalized shopping experience. We spent a day there, and the staff's just super informative. They'll help you out with whatever you got, whatever budget you're working with. They'll work with you. They're not pushy. They're perfect. They got a vast selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, anything you're looking for, they got. You receive a final clearing and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they've been family-owned and operated since 1987, right there on Chestnut and 8th in downtown Philly. You deserve an expert and the best price. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com today to learn more.
All right, now let's get to him. And we were waiting all morning, so talk to him after what happened the last two nights at Shea. Or at Shea, God forbid, City Field. I got Shea on the mind to spoil it. Let's go to Jimmy Steaks.
Give me a steak, give me a steak. Oh, let's talk some baseball with Jimmy Steaks.
Mobile guest line. Sorry to keep you waiting there, Jim.
No problem.
What'd you think last night?
I think they've played poorly the last two nights in a big series. But I'm not panicking, but I think these two games have sort of given their doubters a little fodder, their October doubters, give them a little fodder because, this offense can disappear sort of at a moment's notice. I mean, you look at the last two nights, 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position, 21 strikeouts. That's when they're going bad. That's how they get eliminated quickly in October with games like this. And we've seen them the last couple of nights. Just some general thoughts. They're a much different team when Schwarber's going through it a little bit, and he's going through it a little bit. He's human. They have not gotten good starting pitching 2 nights in a row. I don't think the starters have kept their emotions in check 2 nights in a row. Like I said, they haven't hit. They haven't played clean defense. And it's happened in a stadium where they've had a lot of problems recently, which I think just kind of gets in their head a little bit, and they start thinking a little too much. And the Mets are a very confident team against the Phillies. They haven't played good ball at all, really, for a few months. And
their
pretty much
bullpen's been in shambles. Like, they've had issues starting pitching. Minaya, who was terrific for 4 innings and change last night, was horrible up until last night.
And he got big strikeout after big strikeout after big strikeout against the Phillies. JT is going through a little bit. Turner is feeling for all these guys who've been hot recently are just having a little mix up here, but they still got a 5-game lead, and there's 30 games to play. They're the second seed in the NL at the moment. There's really no need for panic, but there's a chance you'll see the Mets again in October. It'd be nice to kind of get out of there with a victory today. You don't want to go up there and get swept in a series where you had a chance to step on the Mets and really knock them out of the division race. All of a sudden, they're going to get right back in it. They need a victory up there behind Taijuan Walker. They're going to face a rookie pitcher they've never seen before.
He's good. McClain is good. That kid's
very
good.
I thought who are they facing?
McClain.
Isn't it? Oh, isn't it? I thought it was Tong.
No. Oh, well, they called Tong up.
Is it Tong?
McClain was supposed to go tonight.
Okay, then either way, it's a guy they haven't seen.
Yeah, McClain's
right?
still listed as
McClain. They called Tong up. Jonah Tong is their number one pitching prospect. He's a
Right.
top pitching prospect in baseball, which I was going
He's
to bring up
coming.
to you anyway. And they called him up today. McLean's the kid that's going. He threw a couple starts. He's really good. But
Yeah.
speaking of which thing, I'll get right to it. Where's Painter? I need Painter up here. He pitched well. Listen, his last start, 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, allowed only the 1 run.
1 hit.
I go to a 6-man rotation and let me see Painter.
Yeah, you might see it at some point soon. He just hasn't pitched well enough. I mean, look, we thought he'd be here weeks ago. That was the plan, to have him here weeks ago. He hasn't pitched well enough on the whole. So I still think there's a chance we'll see him. But, you look at the Mets bringing up Tong and the Phillies not bringing up Painter. Tong has just pitched far superior to
but also,
we've
you've
from
seen
Painter.
guys that get bored of AAA or whatever the circumstances are. I've seen guys that are just okay in AAA and they come up and the next thing you know, they're lights out in the bigs.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see him at some point here. I'm very eager to see him. Very eager to see what he can do up here. And I do think at some point they might have to go to a 6-man down the stretch.
Yes.
And that he would be the guy. So,
yes.
And I think it's important for him to get up here and maybe get his feet wet a little bit, because he's going to have to be in the rotation early next year.
And you got to get him up before September 1st. I mean, I want him up here.
Yeah, I mean, he would be eligible if they need him because he's in the organization, depending on when they bring him. But I would like to see him, and I am interested to see if a jump up here ignites something in him that maybe has been missing. But he has not, on the whole, had the performance that anyone expected this year. But still has a really bright future. It's just a matter of when that future starts up here.
This is why I'm worried, and I am. I'm not a worry wart. I'm not a doubter, downer, any of this stuff. But the Wheeler thing just is a killer. It's just I love Zach Wheeler. I just think Zach Wheeler is such a money pitch. Like I know he's money, and him and Sanchez was a cheat code in a series, right? And even in this situation where, you're going against the Mets and the last thing you need is to get them hot. Like having Wheeler, even if he didn't pitch in the series, but was pitching against Atlanta, to calm things down. And that's what scares me. I love Sanchez. I think Sanchez is real. But Wheeler has a calming effect on the whole thing.
Totally agree. I mean, he's 35 years old. He's been around a long time. He's been a elite postseason performer. He's the guy you hand the ball to in game 1 and feel really good about it, and you don't have him. It's like kind of he's on the pitching staff. He's the big, strong, silent John Wayne type that I think people look to for stability.
Yeah.
And you don't have him. And the immediate results were pretty good without him, that first turn through the rotation. But Sanchez went up there and in New York in a big series and needed to get it off to a good start. And he starts that game, first few innings are really good. But then he really unraveled in a moment's notice when he caught a cleat and he balked. And then, he lost his command, and then he had some emotions in the dugout that you just don't want to see from a guy that you're really depending on. I mean, teammates feed off that when they see a guy they're relying on losing it a little bit. So,
and then Luzardo was the same thing last night. He was great. And then the umpire was awful last night, just flat out awful. But
I was going to say I would have a hard time keeping it together with that incompetence last night.
Yeah.
I mean, Soto, he basically was, to me, trying to get under the pitcher's skin, but also the umpire, the rookie umpire. He's taking advantage of a rookie umpire there with that move. And that was that timeout should not have been allowed. And Luzardo had every right to be ticked off about that, every right to be ticked off about a couple of close pitches. A couple innings later. That said, you have to channel it the right way, and he didn't. They've gone up there and had two, far less than quality starts in a big series. So maybe Taiwan can give them one today.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you say? Maybe Taiwan.
He's actually done okay,
I
but
know.
he doesn't go deep into games. You're going to need bullpen. He used a whole bunch of them last night. We'll see where it goes, but they got to hit and they got to hit early. And then, Duran comes into that game, not a save situation, but he's right over the heart of the plate.
Yeah.
Couple hard hit balls, couple soft hit balls, and then it just gets away from you. So,
Can I
they
ask
need
you a
to
question about Duran? Because
Go ahead.
it was alarming that Alonso was sitting on that pitch, right? Like he was sitting on the splitter. He got around on it. He got the bat head out around on it. He throws a lot of. I want to see a little more fastballs out of him. Do you think
He does love that. He does love that split. And it just was over the heart of the plate. He comes at you at 103. Maybe he needs to establish that more in an outing like that. You wonder, though, also, I should say, if like there was a teeny bit of adrenaline missing because it was not a save situation. It was crucial. Ball game was on the line, but it didn't have that. He didn't have that Duran zip we've seen now for a couple weeks.
You worry about him on the road in a playoff situation? Never been in it.
Yeah, I think he might have had a little postseason experience with Minnesota, like one series, but nothing significant. Nothing like he's going to see in the Cauldron here with a team with a $300+ million payroll and huge World Series or bust expectations. I mean, this is going to be a Cauldron here. Do I worry about him? I don't worry. The stuff is great. I mean, he should be able to succeed anywhere when he's on. But the fact that we've never seen it extensively in the postseason, it remains a sort of uncharted territory for him. I think, like I said, he's got the ability to navigate it.
Right.
But until you do it, you never know.
Yeah, yeah. How about that? Like I agreed with Topper last night, bringing in Kirkering. I want him to succeed in that moment. But I do worry about he's not getting as much swing and miss as he's done in the past.
Yeah, it's a good point. All in all, I think he's had a positive year. It's just inherited runners, he's struggled, and that was a tough situation.
It was.
Coming into a bases loaded situation. It's not your mess, and you got to clean it up. And that may have been David Robertson's inning, but he was apparently unavailable last night. And there's a couple pitches over the plate, and boom, game turns on a dime. That's a tough call for a guy, but the elite ones, they get through it. He does have the ability to get swing and miss, but he hasn't gotten enough of it, and he needed it. You needed strikeouts there in that situation with the bases full. He needed to get a pop up and a strikeout, and then to get out of it, and he didn't. But it was a tough one there for him.
That's the only thing that I think back. I was texting with Charlie last night during the game, and we were talking about like Madsen and how great you felt with Madsen, which was always like automatic. We always talk about how Lidge was Mr. Perfect, but Madsen as his bridge was equally important.
Oh, I say that all the time. If you go back and look at what Ryan Madsen did from mid-August until the end of that 2008 season, his emergence was a huge difference maker on that team because he just demoralized people in the eighth inning. He became an assassin. He developed confidence. Tom Gordon got in his ear and started telling him how good he was, and he started believing it. He really got serious about the condition and the conditioning program on his shoulder. His velo ticked up, his confidence ticked up, and he became an assassin on the mound. So he has always, in my mind, been an unheralded hero with the rest of that bullpen. I mean, you look at what Lidge did, but then, Durbin and Romero and Scott Air all were, that bullpen really clicked mid-August on. But Madsen's emergence was huge on that team. But, he wouldn't have been in that game last night because he was an eighth inning guy. This was the fifth inning. Yeah.
But I agreed with Topper. It's like you can get a strike. It was such an important moment in the game. Like I would have put like Madsen in that spot only because that moment was so key and I needed a strikeout. So I get it. I'm just looking ahead. Like all these little moments It's going to be a great September. It's good. These 6 teams are all bunched up. It's going to be awesome baseball, like great theater from these 6 teams: Phillies, Mets, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers, Padres.
Yeah, and what's happened is that, the Mets now have put a little bit of cushion between themselves and the Reds for that last wild card with their performance against the Phillies here. So it's been a disappointing couple days. I thought the Phillies would go up there and make a better showing, and the Mets, just like I said, I don't know. Confidence means so much for like a hitter and a reliever and a pitcher. And I just seen a lot of confidence from that team, the Mets, when they play the Phillies. Vientos hasn't had a good year. He swings it like a madman against this team. They just look like a real – and the Phillies need to snuff it tonight because, they might see them – they're going to see them 4 times down here in September, but they might see them in October. And I just think it would be really help their mindset if they come out of there tonight and get on the train with a win.
Hey, Jimmy, it seems like, Luzardo gets in his head a lot, and Kerkering, he looks like, he gets in his head in certain situations. How does the club address that? Is that a Caleb Cotham thing? Is that they had a team therapist? Like, how do they deal with that?
They have it all. I mean, teams these days are, they're like, it's like, you go into a smorgasbord or a big, cafeteria line, whatever you want, you can get. They can work on your body and they can work on your mind. They have performance specialists. They have everything. So, yeah, the pitching coach will work with them. Teammates, veteran teammates will work with him. And it will click for him because he's got ability. It's just that, when you get on a roll, you have that confidence and it can really lead you through. So whatever resource that a player needs with any team in any sport these days can be addressed.
It just seemed like as soon as Luzardo hit that batter 0-2, it was just he unraveled mentally. It was
and you can't do that. And the previous night, Sanchez with the balk.
Yeah,
I mean that unravels him. Little things, can become big things, and only with experience, I think, do you learn how to navigate those little things and put them in their right place. Okay, it was a small blip. Start over, and eventually that will happen. You can talk to any veteran; they've encountered that stuff earlier in their career, but it's also up to the offense to give these guys a little bit of room for error so that something like that doesn't, unravel an entire outing. And
that's a good point.
3 for 19 and runners in scoring position, striking out 21 times. All of a sudden, the pitcher feels like he's got to be perfect, and a little blip can unravel them, and it shouldn't, but it does. They're human.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. It really is. All right, buddy, you all right? You seem
you in the bathroom?
today.
Where are you at today?
Like you seem like subdued.
No, I'm all good.
You're not playful today.
Oh, well, what do you got for me?
I don't know. I was like, you're like, is this happening? So I was texting, Beffer. It was. I thought you were being kind of having fun today. No, I need light today. With the Phillies in this state. I need a little lot of eggs.
You need a little rah-rah. Taiwan. Get me fired up for Taiwan today.
Come on.
6 good from Taiwan.
Come on, tomatoes.
6 good ones. All right. We'll talk. I think they need one tonight. We'll see.
All right, buddy.
Oh, man.
No panic. They're in good shape. They're in good shape for the regular season. October's a different animal.
Yeah, I got you, buddy. All right, brother.
All right.
Have a great day. Thank you. There he is.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make me feel better. No,
not
good at all. Not good at all. No, he's
no.
Yeah.
No. All right, we're in overtime. Be a quick OT today. Quick OT. By the way, coming up at noon, the Flyers show.
Yes.
So Charlie needed help. Everybody was off or doing stuff. So I'm going to do the Flyers show.
Are you?
Yeah, talk some pucks.
Nice.
With Sally.
Nice.
I love it. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Sweet.
I love hockey.
Well, that's good. Let's go back in the day so you do some hockey prep.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
Hey, the man who we were just speaking about highly with Mr. Sielski. Jimmy Rollins' last home run as a Philly happened 11 years ago today.
Sunday when the Nats played the Giants.
We see that Jimmy Rollins wasn't ready. He looked up. Pfister was on his way.
Rollins jacks one high in the air to right. Worth going back and at the wall. It's gone. That's a 340-foot home run.
Next pitch, home run.
I love it. I love it. I was watching Jimmy last night.
He's good in the studio.
He's great.
I really like him.
He's fantastic in the studio.
I totally agree.
I love it. I love it. All right. That's going to do it for us, everybody. Have a great day, man. Oh,
Go Taiwan.
come on. Come on, Phils. Go Birds. See you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.